Okay, so you've been appointed as a project manager, and the first thing that you did was to go and check out why you were going to do the project. And you documented that in a document called Project Charter. Now, what are you going to do next? I'm going to tell you a story again. I was working long time ago. I was working for a big company. And in those days, I was a project planner. And that company was the sponsor for an NGO who was building a shelter on top of the mountain. So every once in a while, for example, once a month, they used to come to our company, give us a report of everything they've done, and ask us for money for the next step. And we used to give them the money. After a while, I realized that they don't come to us anymore. It's been, for example, it was 4 or 5 months and they didn't ask us for any money and the project was not done yet. I knew that. You know that I used to go to the mountains, right? Okay, so we called them and they told us that they cannot continue the project anymore. And the reason for that was that the place that they were going to build the shelter was too close to an ancient road. And one of the governmental organizations that was responsible for maintaining the ancient buildings and roads and things like that, they stopped the project and they didn't allow them to continue. It was very unlikely to see something like that on the top of the mountain, but it happened. So what's the problem here? The problem is that we couldn't recognize that this organization, governmental organization, has a say in here. Now, how could we know that was on the top of the mountain? That was very unlikely. And it's easier to say now, but if with that lesson that we learned, I was supposed to be responsible for that project in the beginning, I would go to the same mountain. And there are many people hiking in those mountains regularly, maybe even every week. And I would talk to them. I would tell them that we are going to build a shelter here. What do you think about this idea? Is it a good place to build a shelter? And I'm sure if you talk to 30 or 40 of those people, there's at least one person there to know about that ancient road and tell you that, well, it's too close to that. Is it a good idea to build it there? And then you can start understanding more about the environment of your project and see, okay, maybe that organization won't let us go on with the project right here. So what we need to do after we create our project charter is to understand who's going to be important in our project. And it's about people or organizations that have 2 characteristics. First one is that they have an interest in the project. The project is important for them. And the second one is that they can affect the project. And because these people are so important for us, we have a name for them. We call them stakeholders. So the next thing that we have to do is to create a list of the stakeholders, something like that. And we need a name. The name this time is not so special. We just call this the Stakeholder Register. It's a register of the stakeholders with their information, their name or their organization, their contact information, their relationship with the project, the amount of power they have related to the project and so on. So at this step, we will create our stakeholder register. Okay, what would you do next?